It's been a long Monday, but guess what? Now it's happy hour. Sit back, relax, and unwind with a rewind. Drink with Rick Rewine, only on 100 TV.
Hi, and welcome to the Drink with Rick Rewine. I'm Rick, and this is a showcase of clips and highlights from classic episodes of the Saturday Night Winestream, featuring wine reviews and general off-the-cuff entertainment. In this episode of the Rewind, I open, taste, and review a red blend that I purchased during a wine tasting at a restaurant in Orlando, Florida. Did it meet my expectations? We'll find out. I'll also reminisce about some of my favorite wines in the past and why I saved the empty bottles. So sit back, relax with your favorite libation, and drink with me as we rewind the review of the Cooper's Hawk Super Tuscan 2018.
I don't know if I'm just doubling what I'm doing here, but here I am. All right. Well, we're here for our second live stream, the Drink with Rick live stream. That's pretty much what I'm tentatively calling it now. And let me turn that down a little bit. A few technical difficulties. Originally I had two cameras set up here so I could take shots of the cheese and the wine and everything going on here, but unfortunately at the very last minute I had a few technical difficulties and the camera went down. Camera 2 did. So I'm only on one camera this evening, but I will be able to switch off to get a couple angles with this camera. Hopefully we can get some good shots of the wine and the cheese and everything else. In spite of that, I have actually the wine glass. It's empty right now. I have the cheese. It is already open because the family wanted to have it for dinner. So I had what was left over and the wine. Now, originally, it was suggested that I try a Barolo. And I thought, well, that would be interesting. However, after my trip to Orlando last week for PodFest 2019, I was a little short on that because some of these Barolos can be very expensive. And the cheapest one I could find was around $30, $40, except for Trader Joe's. And that was the one that, of course, my sister Gina said, don't try that one. So I had already purchased one before I got the news that she said, don't try that one. And so I still have it sitting here, as a matter of fact, but I'm not going to open that one up tonight just because she said, don't try that one. So, so what I am going to do is I'm going to try, because I had to I've got it right here, as a matter of fact. What I did was I went to Orlando for PodFest 2019. It was a podcast convention for podcasters and YouTubers, that sort of thing. And while I was there, we stayed at the Wyndham Resort in Orlando. And one of the amenities they have there is the Cooper's Hawk Winery and Restaurant. We've been there before. We've eaten in the restaurant before. It's a very nice restaurant because they make all their food from scratch, including their pastas. They make their pastas right there from scratch, fresh. It's unbelievable, the pasta is. So we had that the first night we were there. We had to have that. And the winery is part of that. Now, they don't actually have an actual winery there. Their winery is actually up in Illinois, I believe, and they also have some international wines that they bring in, but they're all owned by Cooper's Hawk. And while I was there, I had the wine tasting, as I like to do, and brought back a couple of bottles. The one that we're going to try tonight is the Super Tuscan. Now, like I said, I only have one camera working tonight, so I'm going to hold this one up. This is the Super Tuscan. In fact, actually, I did a little prep here before I started. Let me get, here we go. This is the Italian Super Tuscan. It's an Italian wine, but it is owned by Cooper's Hawk. They do this themselves. I did try it actually already as part of the let me get back on me here. I did try this as part of the wine tasting just a little bit. It's this one runs about between $25-$35 a bottle, kind of depends. But I got this one for about $25.99. It's a nice bottle, but once again, I don't always trust the tastings they do at the location at the winery, because sometimes, yeah, it is purported to be earthy. It has some leather and tobacco kind of tones to it. Now, I wanted to try a whole bottle here, because sometimes in these wine tastings, it's a sort of thing where you're tasting a lot of different wines, so your palate's had a workout, by the time you get done. I wanted to try a bottle here, and yes, I know everyone wants me to watch me drink a bottle. By the way, on our last one, when we tried the Target wine, yes, I'm not opening this just yet. When we did the last one, and I tried that Target premium wine, the collection, the cab. And yes, I did finish the bottle. And when I was done, I thought, wow, this is great. I really enjoyed the live stream. Everybody seemed to have a good time. And then the next morning, I woke up and it really hit me. And the first thing that crossed my mind when I got up Sunday morning was, I am never doing that again. And fortunately, though, that wore off during the next day or two, and I felt much better about doing it again. So that's why we're here tonight. Yeah, I do get talkative, don't I? Well, I get talkative even if I haven't had a bottle of wine, and that's why I do podcasting and that sort of thing, because it's just sort of my nature. Our grandparents, on our father's side, they always thought I was going to grow up to be an attorney, a lawyer, because I was so talkative. That's what they always said. Oh, Ricky's going to be a lawyer someday because he talks so much. I like to watch lawyers on TV, but I don't want to play one myself. So, yeah, and yet here I am. Well, that was a healthy pop. So we're trying the Super Tuscan. And once again, I really enjoyed the tasting of this wine when I had it before. And I thought, I've got to try a whole bottle and see if it's, because really, honestly, when you have a whole bottle, okay, when you have more than a glass, you really start to appreciate the wine more, and you really start to understand the wine a little bit better, and you can get a better assessment as to if it's a good wine or a bad wine. Because after, a little tasting, it's not too, unless it's really bad wine. But we're going to try this one, and we're going to drink this one, and this is Drink with Rick. So I'm not going to drink alone, I hope. I hope everyone has a bottle and a glass and will drink with me as well. I'm going to try this, as a matter of fact, in a Cooper's Hawk glass. And you know what? I didn't even wash this glass. Hopefully the I bought this at the Cooper's Hawk Winery and Restaurant, and bought a couple of them, and it has the Cooper's Hawk, well, I don't know if you can see this really well, has the Cooper's Hawk logo engraved in it, and this is real crystal. You can hear that, right? Real, there you go. Real crystal glass. I should have washed this glass first. Hopefully no one else has done anything with it before I got it. I trust it was a fresh new glass. Now, I put too much in here to really, as Gina likes to say, oh, you don't have a Super Tuscan in front of you. Well, what do you have in front of you, Gina? What do you have with you tonight? Drink that. Okay, so I filled this too full to really give it a good swirl, but I have another glass somewhere. Oh, what the heck. I'll drink this first, and then we'll check the swirl. Now, yeah, I can pretty much smell the, not really tobacco, but I can smell a little bit, a hint of the, let me try it. I have to say, this is smooth. This is it's not light. It's a little heavier wine than what we tried last time, but it is definitely, it actually goes down very nicely.
Of course, I liked the wine, and I wanted to give it a good swirl to see if it had legs. I did try, but it was easier said than done, because I had poured a lot of wine into a small crystal glass.
And of course, it's a smaller glass, but we'll give it a few swirls. Yeah, it does have a nice body to it. Now, having said that, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a great wine. It just means it has a lot of body, and it has a very, very good alcohol content. Let me see what it says for alcohol content. It says alcohol 13.5% by volume in a 750 milliliter bottle. I'm going to drink some more of this just because I can. And it's really good. It is indeed a Super Tuscan.
When there's too much wine to swirl in the glass, there's only one solution. Empty the glass and add more wine. Up next, we check out some of my favorite wines in the past, and I explain my theory as to why wine typically tastes better when you get down into the bottle. There's more to drink, so stick around. At this point in the wine stream, there was no doubt I really liked the Super Tuscan wine. As I continued the tasting, I also began to reminisce about other wines I've tried in years past that I enjoyed, and began to show off the empty bottles I collected. Why did I keep them? I explained that as well.
By the way, I was going to show you some of my favorite wines, that I've had in the past that I no longer have. I have quite a few on this list that I like, but here are some of the wines that I've had in the past that I like. This was a Biltmore Reserve wine, and I actually really like this wine. I think this was the Cab. This other one that I have, the Peschica Parada. Let's see if I can pull that one up. I guess I got to move this up a little bit. There we go. This is a Malbec, and I'm kind of on Malbec. Sometimes I can drink them. Sometimes I'm not too crazy about them. But this was a 2015. I really, really enjoyed this wine. This was a Peschica Parada. This was a River Server wine. And this was one that I picked up at the wine store up here in Charlotte. And I really enjoyed this wine. And let's see, what else we got? If the 2015, this was the only one that I tried so far. And the last time I went back to buy another bottle, I don't think they had it. But it was a really nice wine. I really enjoyed it. Then I have, let's see. Oh, yes. The Premium Reserva. This one, I don't remember about. I just remember I really enjoy this wine. I take pictures of wine labels of wines that I really, really liked. If I really liked it, I take a photo of it so I can remember it and maybe try to go pick it up again because my memory isn't exactly what it used to be. But this was one from Argentina that I really, really liked. This was a 2013. This was their Premium Reserve. But, and I like cabs anyway, but this one really stood out for me. To be honest, I can't remember exactly what it was that I liked best about this wine. I just remembered that I really, really enjoyed this wine. Let's see. Yeah, sometimes Gina says, with you on Malbec, sometimes they're great and earthy. Sometimes they go too fruit. Yeah, they do. But you know what? I do like fruity wines. I think sometimes that they're too earthy. I like earthy, but once again, it kind of depends on the mood I'm in. Okay, these were three of my all-time favorite wines that I tried for the first time, and that I will probably never get to try again. The first one is the Caymus 40th anniversary wine. This was, I believe this was a 2012. Yeah, it is. That's what it says. It's 2012. And this wine, I'll tell you about this wine. This was a gift given to my boss from one of our distributors. And my boss turned around because he doesn't drink a lot of wine. He really likes beer more, which is good because I like a good beer too. But wine isn't really his thing, so he passed the wine on to me. And I saved it for a long time just for that special occasion because I looked it up. And at the time that I think it was given to me, it was something like $85 or $90 a bottle. And I thought, well, I better save this one. Excuse me, I'm hold on, I've got to stop and take another swig of wine. I hope everyone's drinking with me. I don't like to drink alone. I will if I have to, but I don't like to drink alone. Anyway, so back to the wines. The Caymus, I opened it up on Thanksgiving. We had, I'm trying to remember who we had over. To be honest, I don't remember right offhand, but they were good friends. They had to be because I had to open this bottle of wine. I opened this bottle of wine, and it was just phenomenal. It was just phenomenal. It was a very, very smoothly aged wine. I love this wine, and it went. And believe it or not, this is really more something for. For some meats and stuff, but we had it with a smoked turkey, and believe it or not, it went pretty well with the smoked turkey. I have to admit. And after we finished this bottle, I went back and checked, and I think it was up to it was over $100 for the bottle, and I just realized it was like 110 or something like that, and I just realized that I had just had I just drunk a wine that I was supposed to keep for a while. This Pinot Noir, this one was one that I picked up also at the wine store up here recently, and it was also a really, really good wine. And it surprised me, and I really liked it. And it's another one of those wines that I got one bottle of it, and after that, I couldn't find another one. So, what are you going to do? But I've got it for posterity here. I might be able to find it again somewhere. But anyway, so getting back to the let's see, we got the third one here. The third one on the list is a, there you go, the Chateau Perron. This was, this is a 2005. To be honest, I don't remember where I got this wine. I want to say I picked it up at a Total Wine, or Total Wino as I call it. I don't remember exactly where I got it. And I was planning to hold on to that one for a while, and it turns out I opened it in a moment of weakness, and probably, as a matter of fact, I think it was a moment where I had run out of all the regular drinking wine, and that was the only bottle I had on hand. I thought, I'll just go ahead and open this, which is a really, really dumb thing to do. If you're collecting wines, it's not something you ever really want to do, but, it's just one of those dumb things. Anyway, I opened this up, and it was just an unbelievably good wine. I really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, all I have left to enjoy now is this empty bottle, or this photo of this empty bottle, because I no longer have the wine. But hey, at least I have a good memory. Well, okay, I have a poor memory, which is why I took the picture, but the memories I have of this wine are good ones. Let me put it that way. Anyway, so those are some of my favorite wines. And you know what? As a matter of fact, there are three others that I forgot to show. This one is also a favorite of mine. Let's see. If we're looking at wine bottles, the Tenuta del Portal, this thing is, this was the first one that I ever had. And I've purchased it quite a few times since then. This was a 2013. And this one, it was heavy on licorice, and I love licorice. And I was really surprised. I opened up this bottle, and I could really taste the licorice in this wine. And I thought, well, I had to have another bottle of it. So it took me a couple months before I got back. I think I picked this one up at Total Wine. And yeah, I know that was intentional. But the next bottle I opened, apparently, I don't think there was any more of the 2013. I think I picked one up for the next year, and it didn't have that same, the licorice taste that I really enjoyed from the first bottle wasn't there anymore. It's still a decent wine, but it just wasn't. It just really didn't have the licorice tones to it that I really liked the first time. So there are some of my favorite wines. Look, I have other pictures of wine that wine bottles, I should say, that I keep. Once again, it's to help my memory, help me remember a good bottle of wine, something that I've had that I'd like to go out and find or try again.
Now, you may be wondering what happened to that bottle of Super Tuscan after I finished the tasting. Since it was only the second wine stream and the Super Tuscan was so good, surely I saved the empty bottle. The answer, of course, is yes. And it's right here. Have you ever wondered why some wines seem to taste better the farther down into the bottle you get? Well, I have. And I have a theory about that.
Where was I? I don't know. Oh, yes, I was about to try some more wine. It does get smoother. The farther down into the bottle you get, the smoother this wine. Now, I have a theory on that. My theory, don't want to lose it. My theory is that okay, it's just a theory, all right? My theory on this, why wine tastes better the deeper down in the bottle you go, is because all the good sediment drops down to the bottom of the bottle, and all the watery stuff stays up to the top, and you get the water first, and then you get down to the sediment, and it gets better. That's just a theory. I know, I'm just being funny. I'm just being funny, okay? The reason it tastes better the farther you go down the bottle is because the more of it you drink, the less you care what it tastes like. It's just wine. And that's the truth. So anyways, and it's starting to taste pretty good now.
Actually, it was tasting pretty good from the first sip. And that brings us to the final review of the Cooper's Hawk Super Tuscan 2018 Red Blend, and the close of the second Saturday Night Winestream. Needless to say, the wine was a lot smoother than the end of the show.
Anyway, I think it's probably time to close the string for the night. I think I'm pretty much done. And pretty much finished the bottle. I just have half a glass here. And you can be pretty sure I'll probably finish this half a glass before I go to bed. Hope everyone had a great time. I know I did. I'm having one now. And I'm having one now mostly because you guys are here with me. Because I see everyone here in the chat. And I've really enjoyed it. If you send me your recommendations, your thoughts, your comments, whatever, send them to Rick at SavoiaMedia.com. That's SavoiaMedia.com. Send them to me. I'm going to develop this more as time goes on. So in the meantime, you can send it to me at Rick at SavoiaMedia.com. That's where you can contact me and send me your recommendations on wines to try, wines you like, any other ideas you have to make this to keep this moving, and we'll take it from there. Anyway, so thanks for joining me this evening, and until next week, same time, same channel. This is I don't have a good ending. I don't have a close for this. Okay. But I'm glad you were here to drink with me this evening. Thanks a lot. Y'all have a good evening.
And that was the second wine review. I did continue to develop the show as the weeks and months passed, and as I continue to do through each season. Each week, you will see how the wine reviews progress, and how the show itself becomes more sophisticated and highly produced. But not the next episode. In our next episode, we review a Malbec from Argentina and pivot to some unexpected clips and highlights when the Saturday Night Winestream runs into a show-stopping issue. I'm Rick. Thanks for watching, and remember, don't drink and drive.
Wow.